We're live.
Oh, we're live.
Woohoo! Hey everybody, we're back from our break.
It's been great. Have you guys voted yet on the cookies?
Because I want to eat mine, and
I want to eat.
I also want to
Saffron's
win. But
cookies too, 'cause they got
yeah,
the
number
most
2
icing.
is mine. Number two, just
Number
like
4,
poo poo is number 2.
Crazy 4. Go for Crazy 4.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Okay.
All right.
Well, this is fun. I'm so glad I got invited here today. I said, had I known they have this much fun here at Anime Time Machine, I will promote it to all the other far more interesting voice actors I'm aware of to see if they can make their way to Mr. Brian Dobson's basement.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But maybe we can get you guys
Into the
all
vault.
in here at some point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll make a human pyramid.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea. I still think do the live stream barbecue with everybody just hanging out.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Talk
cool.
about the logistics of that.
No kidding, right?
Anime
I
time
for-
barbecue.
I
Yeah.
forgot I had it.
Yeah.
I had put it out on the counter with me today, and I thought I put it in my container of prints and things that I brought with me. But I had the boy voices of anime calendar.
Oh,
Bad Boys,
God.
Bad Boys, Boys.
Bad Boys of
Boys,
Boys.
Bad
calendar.
Boys.
I was
Oh.
about to bring that with me, and I was like, you were in it, were you?
Yeah,
you're in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Dobson
I remember
the hot tub
2006 calendar.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have brought that
Oh,
with me because
my
it's
goodness.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, I keep it
It's
behind the headboard.
too-
I mean,
I noticed. Got a copy of that laying around somewhere as to where I don't know. But
Yeah, no.
Are there any new, so Chris is asking Saffron, Brian, and Karl, are there any new tidbits about DBZ Kai that come to mind that you could share?
oh,
Tidbits.
You mean besides what happened?
From doing it? I don't know if there are any tidbits. I mean, all I could say is it was fun to get to come back
Yeah.
and do Vegeta again. And I think I made a choice to not pitch him quite as high as when I first started. It was 10 years plus or 15 years after I originally did
Yeah.
the voice. So I think he has a little bit more age to him in the voice, and I physically wasn't trying to do what I was doing when I was 25, 26 years old, because he really, when he first appeared on the scene, it was like, Kakarot, you fool! He was way up in here, and I decided to pull him down more into Kakarot, you clown! Right? He was a little bit, still had
He
the
grew
rasp.
up a little. He grew
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So that is, I think, all I remember from it. It was nice to do it, that condensed version, and not have the fight sequences that lasted 5 episodes. It was maybe
Yeah.
only 1.5
They were
episodes.
gentler. It
right.
felt like
It was
a
condensed,
gentler,
yeah.
a gentler.
The condensed version
Well,
was great.
Yeah.
I do have a tidbit about that. I think it was,
Oh.
and it was the over 9,000 line.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because now I do not know the veracity of this whole conversation, but apparently the over 9,000 was a mistranslation. It was actually
Yeah, it's supposed to be over
8,000.
8,000
Yeah.
in the manga. Yeah.
So the coordinator of the at Ocean at the time, the producer, had us change it to 8,000. Like, what? Really? Are you sure you want it? Yeah, we wanted to correct the mistake,
Yeah.
but not really. I don't think he really grasped how big a deal it was.
But I don't think we did it different, though.
Oh, we did one of both. So I don't know which one ended
Oh, yeah, because I think
Well,
You got
Yeah.
it all.
we pushed. We said, yeah, we got it all. So it exists.
it exists out there.
So it's in
somewhere
that cupboard.
Doing it
It's in
over
that cupboard.
8,000.
There's an 8,000 and a 9,000.
I probably did it exactly the same way.
Yeah, you did. I remember trying to impress upon him. You do realize how big a thing this is? Do
No
you?
kidding.
Sure?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is
You're gonna
kind
poke
of
that
a
bear?
Moment. It's a bit of a moment.
What is one of your favorite convention memories from Love's Darkness? And then also right after it says Kid Music 98. Brian, did you enjoy meeting Christopher Sabat? Yes, I know Chris really well. We chat all the time. We've seen each other at many conventions. He's a great guy. Actually, that's probably, I could tie that into the question before, one of my favorite convention stories is when I did Kamehameha in Dallas, the very first one. I got to do a panel with Ryo Horikawa and Chris Sabat and myself. We all did a panel together. They made a specific print that had sort of 3 versions of our characters. So sort of the OG version of when I played Vegeta, Chris more in the version that's many of the versions he's done, which is all of them, and then of course a central version of Ryo Horikawa. And we had a great time, and I was so pumped just to be on that panel and just chatting with all of them about our experiences and what it meant to play that character over these years. So I still won't forget that one ever. It was a really good time. And Chris and I are great friends. I know Sean very well as well, and so many of the cast members. I've been at the numerous conventions with all the Funimation gang, and I think we have there's a camaraderie just amongst voice actors that we kind of know. Even if you have never worked on a show physically with each other before, there's a camaraderie there, and many people know that Chris got in touch with me only about 5 years ago, maybe, when in Dragon Ball Super there was a character that showed up who was a copy Vegeta character. He sort of looks like this purple guy up in the corner here. He's an alien character that took all of Vegeta's powers and strengths from him and looked exactly like him. In the original with Ryo Horikawa did both voices, because that alien goo character that took on the form of Vegeta did both Vegeta and that character. But Chris had an idea that wanted to do a throwback to the original Vegeta and have me play the other voice. So he called me about that. And I did, so that's the only time I'm in Dragon Ball Super, is I did that sequence with Chris. And it was really fun. Recorded here in Vancouver at Cosmic Studios, and we put it all together, sent all the files down to those guys, and then worked it all out. And the fans lost their minds because they'd never sort of heard both of the Vegetas in the same sequence together over this sort of
pretty cool.
2-episode arc.
Cool.
And that's all Chris. I think it was his idea. He ran it past Funimation. They thought it was a great idea. And I still remember to this day, I was on a holiday in Hawaii for Christmas, and my phone was just sitting on the kitchen counter. We'd all kind of got up. Everyone's having their papaya or whatever. And all of a sudden, they must have just dropped a trailer for that upcoming episode.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody knew about it. We'd only recorded in November, and then it goes to air really fast. Those guys put those shows together quickly. And so it was about December, 22nd or something like that. I can't remember the actual. And my Twitter notifications happened to be on, and everybody heard Chris's voice and mine in a sequence that they shared in this trailer. And Twitter just started bing, 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 on the phone. I was like, what is happening to my phone? And all of a sudden, did I just hear? I think I heard. I thought the original. So people lost their minds, and it was really fun. So. And that's Chris. He's a great guy. I really enjoy every time we have a chance to see each other.
So is that the purple guy? Like, if these guys wanted you to sign your Dragon Ball Super character, would they be wanting?
Yeah, that's this copy Vegeta. I had an artist in the UK that I met at a convention there designed something for me that had sort of three iconic things,
That's
which was
very cool.
This is the It's Over 9,000 sequence here. You Won't Escape My Wrath, and then he threw in this version when it showed up in Dragon Ball Super as copy Vegeta, or Purple Goo Vegeta, or Alien Vegeta. I don't know. I call him copy Vegeta.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was a real fun story, and great. All those people. I just love every time we get a chance to be at some cons with those guys. They're a really great group, and they understand sort of the significance of working on this Akira Toriyama series as much as we do.
For sure.
How important it's been for animation on the planet, let alone how important it's been for us in our careers. Some of us, a smaller part of, Dragon Ball Z is a real small part of my career. And for someone like Chris will admit it's a huge part of his career, right?
Yeah.
It's a big part of what he's done, even though he's moved on to many other great things, like with My Hero Academia. So, really phenomenal. Phenomenal guy, and a great story to do that convention with those guys too.
No kidding. Should we?
Well,
I won.
What a great.
Brian, what? You won with only one cookie.
With one cookie.
Brian had one.
Oh!
Is that a strategy? Is that you know why he only had one cookie? Not because he didn't decorate 3 cookies. That's not why.
Yeah, no, I ate the other 2. They were
ate them.
They got.
You say, you put your best one forward, right? It's like takes. You're on a show, I'll do 2 or 3 takes. They keep the best one. The rest just go in a big dump in the bin, right?
Yeah.
That's what I did. I put the other ones, dumped them in my belly bin, and put the best take forward.
Well,
Right?
So Kenny, who came in last? I'm gonna hazard a guess.
Now the insults.
Don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about last.
Sure.
There's no losers.
Thank you very much.
We're all winners here.
Yeah,
Sure.
there's no losers, but there is a winner, and it was me.
I think that one was the loser.
no. Now I really want to know who is last.
You can check later.
Right?
I want
Exactly.
Why are you checking right now?
Saffron, did you enjoy Chris Mike interviewing you?
Oh, I
Music
totally
98?
enjoy. I hadn't done an interview, I feel like, in 20 years or something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chris Mayak approached me, and I was like, ah. And then he said it would be on video, and I was like, ah. And it was weird to kind of, but it was right near KamehamehaCon when I came down there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It was a really nice time to talk about that and all the stuff that we do. And he was amazing because I felt funny about going to conventions. Because I was like, who, like, those, they don't know me. They don't, like, this is weird that people would line up to talk to me. Like, I feel like maybe that's not, I don't know. That's odd.
They think I'm somebody else.
Right. Thinking I'm somebody else, and I did all these roles I never did. No. But he said to me, thank you for this role because it helped me get through this huge life moment with my parents.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, I think the role was only a couple episodes. And he goes, it gave me the courage to have a moment with my parents that I was not able to do before that.
Oh, cool.
And he also told me about a really scary experience he had, and that Naruto was his comfort show. And I was like, I think I only did one episode of that. And he said, I just want to thank you anyway. So it was like this amazing experience of realizing that the ripples of the things that we do, we don't know how far they go.
Right.
We don't know how big they are. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
don't know how
Yeah.
they're felt. And
Yeah.
I realized that even though I thought I was doing small work a lot of the time, that somebody from far away could say that blew my mind. And it made me believe in ripples more than ever.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, to Saffron and Brian, can you do dialogue between Gohan and Yajirobe? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yajirobe's going back. The funny thing with Yajirobe, it's quite... a lot of people don't know that I played Yajirobe and Vegeta at the same time. And Yajirobe is the character who cuts off the great ape's tail, who is Vegeta, in that sequence. And Vegeta, of course, loses his mind. We had to have some dialogue together, and it was kind of awkward to sort of do both. Sometimes you do a role and you're like, uh-oh, they're talking together, but it wasn't often. But Yajirobe was really goofy. He almost, like, I gave him this goofy kind of, almost Grover-esque kind of.
caveman-y.
Yeah, kind of, you know my name is Yajirobe. Like, he was really goofy.
Wait, what
so
did he look like?
he was a little short, chubby guy. He was always eating and chowing down.
Yeah.
Little round.
Shaggy
Big boned,
hair.
I should say. Yeah,
Big
shaggy
boned.
hair. Yeah. Usually trying to avoid too much action. When there's a fight, he might be like, "Whoa, well, I'll hang back here," and he actually kind of snuck up and chopped off the tail. It was so it's surprising that he was a bit of a hero for that moment. But sure, we can read this
Well,
for
could
sure.
could you do the beeps for us? I don't
Yeah, yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
I'm sorry, but I have to go visit my father.
No way! Cakes and cookies first, then we'll go. Cookies.
Right on. Actual cookies.
Yajirobe.
No cookies. Those are mine.
Brian from Kid Music 98, would you recommend the Death Note dub? Of course, because
Oh.
Karl directed it, and it's still noted as one of the best dubs ever. Look it up online,
Love it.
and
We
it
love
is.
it.
It always ends up in top 10s everywhere for best dubs. So if you're a sub fanatic, and honestly, I do dubbing and all kinds of voiceover for a living, as you may know. I watch subtitled everything almost. I love seeing original actors portraying the roles. So whenever I watch even anime and live action Korean and Japanese dramas, I watch them subtitled, not dubbed. But Death Note is a great dub, and
It worked out really well.
It worked out really well.
Right from the writing to the
Writing, casting, music, I just sort of everything really fit together. And speaking of people that are affected by shows, like the amount of people that we run into that were affected by that dub, that just love it. It still stands out to me. One of the last conventions I was at, there was a guy who came up who works as kind of like CSI type work, investigative stuff and piecing together information and because of that series. Like he was so interested in the character L, trying to discover who the killer was and piece it all together, that he said that's what interested me and got me into the career that I am now. And he said that was like a child watching it in 2008-9, and 15, 16 years later, that's what he does for a living.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, who would have thought, someone wants to be a detective and
Yeah.
work in that realm just because of an anime that they watch.
That is
But
really cool.
It happens,
And
yeah.
your character in that anime is the most fantasy. Like it's so cool. Ryuk, is that how you
Ryuk,
say
yeah,
it?
Ryuk. That was an interesting one. I loved being able to play a role that he wasn't the protagonist or the antagonist.
No,
he was just a bored death god who
Yeah.
dropped the death note to Earth and wanted to see what would happen.
Observe. You were so curious, right?
Yeah,
Disturber, really.
And
Love
great
it.
character.
Carl
Yeah.
might not remember, but we were all sent our auditions, and sometimes you're not sent the picture of the character
Right.
that you auditioned for. You just
Yeah.
get the sides, and this was a show, and as I saw the sides, I'm like, oh, they're all just humans.
Yeah.
Because it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was there to read for Light's father, a couple of other detectives. That's what I was sent. I wasn't sent Ryuk. I was sent all these other characters.
Oh, okay.
So I showed up at the audition at Ocean, and sometimes that's when they'll put up the pictures on the wall so you could see what your guy looked like.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, there's Light's dad. Okay, he's an older-looking sort of chief of police, and oh, there's that guy, and there's a younger detective, and I was like, oh. Wow, whoa! Who's the demon? I didn't know there were demons in this because that guy's cool.
yeah,
And
yeah.
right away, I'm attracted to. So I went in. You're doing the auditions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Carl, can I read for the creepy-looking bad guy, the demon, or whatever? And you're like, oh, shit, you didn't get that guy? They didn't send that one to you? Sure. Sure. Just take 5. And I specifically remember you telling me he's not the bad guy, so don't play him like he's an evil
Right.
villain. He's not, and he kind of has an interesting laugh. Right.
Yeah,
And so I had
that's right.
I
Yeah,
went
yeah,
out,
yeah.
had about 5 minutes to kind of review the lines. We went in, and then you played. I said, "Here's the original Japanese. We're not trying to match it, but he's kind of got a funny laugh." And I had an idea that his face looked so wizened and no nose
Yeah.
and white that he kind of looked like a smoker who died in bed, right? You know, right? Right. So I wanted his laugh to kind of be a little bit. Have a bit of almost like a
wheeze,
cough
yeah,
to it,
that's
a
right,
wheeze to
yeah,
it, and
yeah.
the voice came out of that, and I didn't get anything else I auditioned for, and I got the role over you.
I love
on the
that.
day. So
Yeah.
strange stuff can happen,
And
but
such great art.
it is a great dub. Yeah.
And such great art for Ryuk.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
just
he's
amazing.
the
People love
tattoos
it.
that I've seen of Ryuk everywhere. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really popular series. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend watching the dub.
Hands
The
down.
Netflix movie. Yeah, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. Great actors they cast in it, and when I heard that Willem Dafoe was going to be playing Ryuk,
Oh, yeah,
I was
what-
thrilled. I was
Yeah.
like, perfect casting. Even the other actors playing Light and El and Misa, great actors I've seen in many other things. But I felt like the director didn't watch any of or look at the
The
manga
lineage to
or
it,
watch or
yeah.
understand it, or it was the producers who told them not to, and
Right.
kind of pushed it in a slightly different direction. It's quite funny. I just saw Kong and Godzilla movie in
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
theater.
yeah.
Same director of Death Note,
Oh, yeah.
and I had a really good time. Kong and Godzilla
Okay,
movie. It's
so-
really fun, but I'm like. Oh, you did that well, but I wasn't that excited
Maybe
about
it was
that.
this one up, didn't
Maybe
you?
it wasn't their fault. Maybe it was
Yeah,
something
maybe.
other
Yeah, I
person
know.
They
It's
didn't
going to be
get
something down the
any-
line.
Sometimes, yeah.
sometimes. But anyways, yeah, watch the dub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Death
still
Note is
do
awesome.
Shock Blast's voice. I had to remember Shock Blast's voice. What does it even sound like? I have to remember.
Yeah,
I'd
do
have to
a
look it
research.
up.
Need a voice
Someone,
rap.
I'll find a voice rap. And
Voice
Well,
rapping coming.
we'll
Likely
just
I
look for a
can.
voice rap. We also need to make sure that you sign a print, I think you said there was a print or two ordered. You guys can buy them
You can.
while we're talking
Yeah.
at streamily.com/anime time machine, and we can sign them live.
Yeah.
If
I
you-
just
yeah.
realized my store is closed and I just opened it up.
And they
but,
get
Oh.
shipped.
so if you were looking before and you wanted prints, it's open now.
Oh, did I
There he
not
is.
open mine?
Here it is. Shock Blast.
Finally captured and imprisoned here on Cybertron.
Oh, that sounds
Hello,
like
Gary.
Gary.
After leaving behind a trail of seriously damaged Transformers. I've come under orders of Megatron to let you
Everyone
know
else
that
talking
I'll
but
get
me.
back to him. There won't be any need for that.
Oh yeah, there it
It
is.
is.
Oh,
There won't be any need for that. Shock Blast. Not that hard to slide into that voice. Very, very fun. Yeah, there he is. He was just deep and gravelly and
Well, I've done a few
He's a
times
badass.
before.
I
Yes,
love
thank you.
it.
Any future plans to travel to California from Mr. Sandman 86? Yes, I think we are supposed to be in Stockton this year. Look it up. But I believe I'm coming to Stockton soon. So that would be my next. Stockton's California. Yes, it is. I'll be there.
yeah, it is Stockton.
For both the Bryans, will you
Oh.
guys make a con appearance at Florida? Maybe Tampa Bay Comic Conventions.
Did very well.
I think I am going to Tampa Bay this year, this summer. I think in August I'm in Tampa Bay. I'll be sweating my off because I believe that's the hot and humid Tampa season.
I don't-
But I am in Tampa, so come to the convention. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's the one in August.
I think I've got
Really warm, yeah.
Florida coming up. I'm going to UltraCon in September. So that'll be September 20th is my next confirmed date. So,
Cool.
So yes,
but we'll get happening.
we're
for sure.
visiting the fair state of Florida. I was just in Pensacola
Yes.
not that long ago, and Pensacola was very cool. So yeah, I will happily. Although I guess in August I'm not getting away from terrible Vancouver weather. It'll be beautiful in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, when I left in February to go to Florida, that was a nice time to get away from Vancouver.
was the right move.
Yeah, the right move. Yeah.
August, maybe not so much.
To
Yeah.
no. If
about
there
our-
is one anime character you wish you could voice, who would that be?
What's the longest running anime character ever? That
Kevin
one.
J. Park 91. One anime character I wish I could voice. That's always tough to try and say, well, this guy's role, I wish I had it. Because someone else is clearly already.
Or now, does that mean that
Done
you
it.
wish you were cast in, or that you had the ability to do that voice? That's could be.
Oh, yeah, the ability to even sound
Like
that
I wish
way,
I could
to
do
sound that
this
cool.
kind of voice, or
Yeah.
Right, right.
let me have a crack at that character. It could be two different ways of looking at it.
Yeah. No, that's a good
Huh.
question. Let me think on that one. Yeah, that is a good one. I never sort of find myself coveting, what someone else did, but there are roles that I've of work I've seen that I think are cool.
Appreciate.
That I appreciate. Yeah. Wow, that's a good question. That is a good question. It would have been wonderful to continue doing the voice of Vegeta
I know.
through the series, but
Yeah.
there's been it's done for the industry to sort of move through other characters, and just as there's never always been one Wolverine, and I got to play him along with many other people who have played Wolverine, and there's been numerous James Bonds. There's been
Numerous
Spider-
skeletons.
your
Spider-Man.
numerous skeleton, Spider-Man,
It's
Venom,
all-
with
exactly.
Eggman, who I'm playing now. So it's nice that it's something that isn't one person forever only plays that.
Yeah,
Right? That
yeah.
other people have had an opportunity to do that over time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Not necessarily because someone has to pass away in order.
Yeah,
to,
no, but
to
it's
move
just
along.
But
keeps
Yeah.
things fresh.
Yeah.
brings
Keeps
new
things.
perspective.
Yeah, it's like
New perspectives,
movies
yeah.
and plays, and it's like we. This is a musical instrument to me, and everyone here is musicians and singers and performers. This is an instrument, and it's nice to know that if my instrument can play a piece of music, maybe sometime I'll be allowed to play it, right? As opposed
Yeah.
to no, only that guy plays that music. You're never allowed to play it,
Right.
Right? He could ever, and there are some roles like that, like until someone does pass away or does something they get
Yeah.
canceled for, and they do, Rick and Morty, they got some new actors there because someone had to move on from those
Happens.
roles for certain reasons. That's
Things
probably a
happen.
thrilling thing for that performer, but they're allowed to use their instrument to play that song, and that's a fun thing. So I mean, I won't be the first or last to play any role. So we'll look forward to
Sebastian the
Just
Crab.
honored
You
to
wish
have
you
been
could be
there.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Sebastian the Crab. That's a pretty good one.
Oh, well, that'd be a great one.
Yeah.
Should we take this opportunity to make this wonderful toast that we've been?
Yes.
So,
Sorry, I thought when I read toast on there, I thought it was like someone was having a
Stroke?
Heart attack or
stroke. I was
something?
like, anyone else in here smell toast?
so who would like to lead this? Well,
I think.
Carl,
No.
you directed us all
But
in our.
I think it should be our guest.
Okay.
Oh, that would
okay.
also
Well,
be
we'll
That makes
think of
sense.
something. I don't know what. So here, I would like to make a toast to Akira Toriyama
Yeah.
for bringing us all together
There
here
he is.
in so many ways, bringing us together on the planet in so many ways
Yeah.
through animation, through his incredible artwork, through his incredible storytelling abilities. It takes a writer and an artist to begin something that we just add to by the time it gets to us as voice performers and directors. And we have to really appreciate what he has meant to thousands of actors, artists, producers, directors, and all of the people that he's influenced over the years, and how much that means to all of us. So toast to the incredible strength and creativity of Akira Toriyama.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To
Cheers.
Akira Toriyama.
Hey, and one over there. Hey.
May he
Coming
rest
at you,
in
Kenny.
peaceful peace.
Carl, cheers. Ooh, that's smooth.
This is Japanese whiskey. This is
Japanese whiskey.
wonderful.
That
Only
is
Yes.
Wonderful.
Is that lovely?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is nice. Well, yay!
Oh,
Yes,
that is
he will
lovely.
not be forgotten. As
No,
long as,
no.
as long as
I
we're
think that's safe to say.
yeah, that's safe to say that he's left a mark for.
I think we'll be celebrating
Man.
him for very long.
For a long
yeah,
time. You know.
yeah. Keep watching all the work, and we talked a little bit about it some earlier. I think before we even started. Kenny, you were saying the Dragon Quest character design. Toriyama is partially responsible for. Is that correct? Yes. So we are all of us here, and
Yeah.
and Karl did a lot of the direction on
You
that.
got to
and
start
I-
it anyway.
Yeah, and I worked on a lot of the Dragon Quest series, which I believe is on Netflix again now. A really fun show. Lots of similar. If you like some of the Ocean dub and some of the work that we've done in the past, check that one out. Give it a watch on Netflix, and we'd love to do more of it. But there's 100 on there right now, and they were a treat to do. Lots of design that will bring back the nostalgia of his Akira Toriyama's design
Absolutely.
style.
And right in good timing with this whole thing, Stephanie Naldani has just
Hey,
joined us over there.
big
Yeah.
fat Texas
Stephanie.
Hello
hugs.
from Texas.
Hi,
Hey, Steph.
Stephanie.
We love
Good
you.
timing.
Yeah, we love all you Funimation people. You're the best.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so cool. She saw that part.
yes,
And
I
you
know.
say
We
this
can join
line
a
is
lot of
Arashi
things.
from Mega Man NT Warrior.
Oh, so Searchman. So this is a shout out to David in Tanzania as my character Searchman, or Rashi, sorry, from Mega Man NT Warrior. Airman, tornado battleship in. Download.
It's so good. I wanted there to be more.
I love Mega Man, so thank you for that.
And TFA 1024 question for both Brians. What is your favorite installment of the Unicron trilogy?
It's crazy because I got changed. I went from American and British and stuff. I got
Yeah, there was a lot of folks involved in all of those. I think Cybertron is the one that I remember sort of doing. The most comes to mind. But like I said, when everyone always asks me this about characters and series and lines, which is your favorite? And it's kind of like
It is
kids. It's
hard.
hard to pick favorites because they all sort of
yeah.
I don't know, weave this
Yeah.
tapestry of what we do.
like
And
children.
even though a show like Dragon Ball Z, everybody goes, was it fun? No. Dragon Ball Z was one of my least favorite shows to actually work on.
Do the job.
Because it's
taxing.
torture, like
Physically
on your
painful,
voice and
yeah.
physically painful.
Yeah.
When I had a series, I was like, well, happy to get paid this week, but God, that sucks working on that show. It is so hard. It's like being working in construction, and if you do
Yeah.
multiple things. Well, today, do you like working in construction? Yes, I do. But today, you're going to be gently running electrical lines through the
Right.
through the building. Or today, you're digging the drainage around the house in the
Yeah.
pouring rain.
In the rain,
and-
without
yeah.
gloves.
Without gloves, it's the same gig. You're working construction,
Yeah.
but one is really hard, and one is like I'm indoors and warm and doing a nice easy gig.
Yeah.
So,
But the finished product.
but the finished product
Is
is
beautiful.
Is amazing. So
Yeah.
after you're done,
Yeah.
you go, wow, I appreciated
Yeah.
doing that, as difficult as it was. And even though it's difficult, it's not like none of us worked hard on it. We still gave our best when we did it.
Yeah,
sure.
But we
There
left
was
going,
The blood, sweat, and tears were there.
yeah.
In a different aspect.
And we appreciate that you guys even just tune into this
The
or come to
fact that-
convention.
Yeah,
you know.
like I did while I was yelling my head off. Wonder like who's gonna see this or hear this? Like,
Well, when
is
we
this
first
ever
started,
being
yeah.
You
heard
don't
by
know.
anybody?
Well, we don't know, and we're still we're just going, all out to make it sound good. And I didn't know if anyone was going to ever watch it.
Yeah.
I know we've gone all out a lot of shows that never went anywhere.
Well,
I
that's
know.
the thing,
Well,
right? It's
you
always a
think.
surprise which
Yeah.
ones land.
Which
Yeah.
ones land?
don't.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
know.
amazing when you get one and you think, this has got legs, and it just
I
goes
know.
straight to its face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happens.
it
It
does
does.
happen, and some of them are really well written, and they never see the light.
Yes. Yes.
And then other ones like this one, really?
Not
That's the
Dragon
popular
Ball,
one?
but there have been a couple of those where we're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's a
Chris
simple
again.
concept.
Chris Ayres.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's God bless his soul.
Seriously,
Who was Frieza in Funimation.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, and Pauline, God rest her soul,
It was also Frieza.
was Frieza for us at
Yeah,
Ocean
Pauline
Dub.
is down here.
Yeah,
It's quite lineage, and wow.
Yeah, and one of the, best villains in all of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I was,
yeah.
I love the
Whoa.
Frieza
Yeah.
fights, but I I still also, had a great time with all of my interactions with Cell. Somehow I loved the Cell designs were really wicked. I just kind of thought he just really wicked designs. Christopher knows, Brian, we may never see Kai Dub. Was there a specific Vegeta moment, other than Nova 9000, that you really enjoyed doing? Wow, I'm trying to remember, Kai. I still think it's always one of the best ones. You won't escape my wrath, the sequence. But one thing I loved, it's hard to pick specific moments, but whenever Vegeta, is faced with a loss, which is often, and he comes back from it and has to, realize he has to get stronger, which is a big thing, sort of story that comes from people who meet me at conventions, say, I always loved that he had to train harder because he'd get whooped and something happened. You have to go back.
Right.
There's so many guys that work out in the gym that are just jacked that come and say, I always think about Vegeta when I'm working out. I'm because he was just always like, that's not strong enough. I gotta get stronger. And these guys just use that as a way to get through, moving forward and getting stronger. But specifics, that's a hard one, Chris. And David, back again. Can you say hi to me as Cruddy from Fat Dog Mendoza?
Oh, boy.
Wow. Cruddy. What did Cruddy McPherson, that's what his name was. Yeah, Terry Clausen.
You're getting dragged on this one.
Yeah, wow. Cruddy McPherson is like early
how far are you going back here? This is
back.
Is it that long?
Yeah, and I think it was back when I had lots of sort of snotty little bad guys that were,
Oh, yeah.
oh man, Cruddy McPherson. I think he was probably in there somewhere. That's where he was. So, hey, from Cruddy, you scumbag. Maybe that's
I love him already. That's great.
Yeah, no, I don't mean. Knucklehead Rob, maybe we should get Marika on it. Yeah.
Wow.
Marika would be awesome.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah,
that.
you should.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk. Black Lagoon comes up all the time at conventions, and Marika is just like a force in that series.
I've never sworn so much in my life.
Yeah,
I've
like if you
never
print it out,
sworn so much in my life.
Don't need to
and
drop it up from
appropriated culturally in my life, and etc. It's like I never know whether to put Shenhua on a banner or leave her off.
Sure. They look
Because
pretty.
she is a little bit
Saucy pot.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
She's inappropriate. But
David
yeah,
has so many amazing questions. He's
I know.
just digging them up.
Yeah.
Can you say this as Sakura's dad from Card Captor? Oh, yes, I can, because Sakura's dad just sounded pretty much like me. And I was a dad at the time I was doing it. So
Well, hey.
the whole is a very big place with a long history, but there's still just so much we don't know about our past. Now get out there and get your homework done, because so help me, you'll go straight to bed without your dinner if you... No,
being a dad. So Teddy Safari being capable of taking on... See, this. So I've been looking at this beautiful word.
Awizodl.
Thank you.
That's Awizodl from Daring Do.
It is
Would Teddy
Awizodl.
Safari be capable of taking on Awizodl if Daring Do was out of action? Of course.
Teddy Safari was actually... She was a little... I don't know. I think she was a little...
Little what? Come on.
Kind of a Karen.
Ooh.
Oh, a bit of a Karen?
Bit of K-Rock.
Yeah, no, Awizodl would not want to go up against a Karen. Let's put it that way.
I don't know.
Awizodl was a Mayan god almost, but from the Daring Do books in My Little Pony. This is
Right.
These are My Little Pony characters.
Well, she wasn't. She wasn't actually a Karen. I shouldn't say that, but she was a little bit.
A bit that way?
Bit fussy. I feel.
Heading to Tuesday? Don't want to go there.
She was just a bit fussy.
All right.
Love yourselves, A Sword of the Stranger.
Nice.
And Michael Adam, thank you for your honest take on their character. How old is son? I think Aiden was probably... He was doing a lot of little kids' voices on tons of shows. Usually you'll find with young boys, before they turn about 13 or 14 and the voice cracks, but you have to be old enough to read quite well to do dubbing.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can struggle if you can't read well. So usually boys are between 10 and 13. They do a lot of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aiden was probably 10 or 11 when he did Sword of the Stranger. You still have a little boy voice, and they can almost sound anywhere between about 6 and 10 years old. They can sound quite young, but they can read. And because you can't bring a little guy in that can't read, you got to be able to read fast enough and not have it sound like you're reading. Right. 'Cause when you're an early reader, it might sound like you are saying the words like this, but you have to be able to do it. Yeah, you've been there. You have to make it sound like you're saying it. But he loved that. He loved it.
Sword of the Stranger, that was probably one of my favorite shows that I ever worked on, and it's so
appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. The animation is absolutely
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And the story is incredible. So check it out if you haven't.
Yeah, Michael Adamthwaite did a great job as the lead in that one, and a lot of
Rocked
the
it. Yeah.
Vancouver voice cast. Everyone has a bit or piece of. Did you direct that one, Karl? Sword of the
No.
Stranger. Who would have done? I can't remember.
Could have been
What's that?
It's a
James.
feature.
Oh, was it Keith?
Oh,
maybe
Keith.
it was
No,
Keith.
it was Keith. You're
Aw,
right.
Keith.
You're right. Yeah,
We're
yeah.
hearing
It
about
was
Oh,
a feature.
Carl.
I don't even think I knew about it going on until after.
Till after?
Oh.
yeah.
That's a kick in the crotch.
Yeah.
Keith,
Yeah.
Keith, what
Oh,
have you
where are
been
we
doing?
here?
Okay,
Yeah,
we got more
exactly.
coming here. What do you got?
Le Songstress at Karl. What's your experience directing Death Note? Love Ocean. Love Ocean is willing to cast actors who
Yeah.
don't too much VO like Alessandro Gianni, Aiden, Emily. Oh, okay.
Oh,
But this is back when, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, like we were talking about earlier, Death Note was just a really good, it was a dub that really, we were given the time to do it really well and allowed to, and it was just a good property to begin with. And it was really rewarding to work on that show. And, you know, those actors in particular, Alessandro was excellent,
Perfect as hell, yeah.
a fantastic actor.
Also, it says doesn't do a lot of VO work. Alessandro AJ does a lot of
A
VO work,
lot.
just not a lot of dubbing. He
Right.
hasn't done much. I think that was
Right.
maybe
Exactly.
the one and only dubbing or only does.
Yeah.
He works a lot in film and TV, like
And
he's
theater.
done in
Absolutely.
theater.
Oh,
so
yeah.
to do the time to dubbing, he had sort of put that aside, but he just loved that role, and he's been surprised when we've been going to conventions. I've been going to them with AJ
And Brad Swale.
and Brad
Like,
Swale,
yeah,
and a number of them, and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
blown away by how popular that character L was.
Well,
But,
I mean, those three names in particular, I think they're all just great actors. Alessandro, Aiden Drummond, Emily Hurst.
yeah.
Just very natural, believable voices. And so it was really nice to be able to help guide them and take them through that storytelling
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
Which
This
is-
is such a good story.
And a well-written show, too.
Yeah.
Watch it if you haven't seen. Oh, Death Note. You're gonna check it out.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Check, 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 check.
Hashtag Death
It's
Note.
it's a great one for. It's probably the show I hear the most from families that were like, this is the one anime I was able to watch with my mom or my sister who doesn't like
Really?
animation, or my grandma watched it with me, or my boyfriend. I didn't like anime ever, but he showed me this one. Now I'm into anime. It always happens because it's well written. The dub on it is fabulous. Great direction. It's short. It's only 37 episodes, so you could binge
Yeah.
it.
You can
in
rip through it, yeah.
Rip through it in a couple of weekends. And it's episode 1. There's not a wind up. Like, you are into it right away. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the hell is this kid
Yeah.
doing with this Death Note? Right away off the top, you're into Death Note. So, and 20-minute episodes, 37, you're through
Yeah.
in no time, right?
And the cool thing, too, and not even that many episodes because he exits partway through, but with Light, there's a real, his character really went through a change.
Yeah.
The journey, I mean, it was palpable from the beginning to the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And everybody involved, there was a real change
Yeah.
in, like they sort of went in as one character and then sort of it
Come on,
molded them,
something
and the
else.
performances reflected that.
Yeah.
That was really
Check it
interesting
out.
to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I played Light's mom, but
Yeah,
she barely even said anything.
yeah, but you were there. You were
She was
in,
around.
You were not. Maybe
The
a
dad
lot. You
was
were there.
pretty prevalent. But,
Yeah. The mom's sort of like, Light, your
Well-
dinner's ready.
Yeah,
It's like me and card captors.
I mean, you're not.
Sakura.
Are you okay in there? Are you ever coming out? It's
You're
like-
not wrong, but you were kind of that. You were the constant in that dynamic between the two, the
Right.
family.
Yeah.
Right.
You were sort of the constant. I was going to say the fulcrum, which sounds really
Right.
pretentious,
The
When he
the
was
glow.
busy,
but
yeah.
it's true. You know what I mean? They,
Like, you're not murdering anybody there, are you? Like,
yeah, like
yes, nothing
Oh.
wrong.
okay, we'll come for dinner. Dinner's at 5.
Yeah. When you finished your murdering spree.
Oh,
Brian from School Dude 09 and Saffron, what was your favorite quote as Kid Gohan and Vegeta? Come on. Are you asking my favorite quote?
that's rough.
Come on. Here it is. Favorite quote. Here, am I zooming in on the favorite quote?
I know. And Gohan says, "That's my father," or something like that, while he's sitting there going, "Oh."
Here, I know what.
Being all scared.
You have a similar vocal range. We can do this because they're going to be wrapping up probably relatively soon.
Yeah.
Michael, your brother, played
Yeah.
Nappa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a, hey, Vegeta. Yeah, something like that, yeah. So you can do Nappa's line to me before I say it's over 9,000. And he says, hey, Vegeta, what does your scouter say about his power level?
Right on.
Hey, Vegeta, what does
Okay.
your scouter say about his power level?
Hey, Vegeta, what does your scouter say about his power level?
It's over 9,000! There it is. They
Hey.
did it. And that was all my, when they're brothers. They,
I know.
they like Napa.
Yeah, you know what? I think Mike's out. You're in.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's take that on the road. Let's take
Yeah.
Hey,
that
we've
on the road.
subbed for each other in other times. I think Paul covered for, was it either he covered for me or I covered for him in Transformers once because
Oh, yeah?
we were sick. Yeah,
Oh,
So
okay.
funny.
yeah. It was.
That's what
funny.
you need to do one time. I mean, I don't know if there's enough seats to do the Dobson panel. You know, get
It really should.
the brother panel.
Yeah.
I'll tune in for that one.
Yeah.
oh my god.
It was end up in a fist fight.
Yeah, exactly. We're all like, "Oh,
Nathan, hey Saffron, can you? I'm a voice actor video on TikTok.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
I
that's
think
what's going around.
I made one in that trend a while ago, and it was just so awful. I deleted it and never posted it. I'll do another one. We'll do that.
And David, can you say this line as Bulma's mom from Dragon Ball Z? Just make yourself.
Oh, I know. Oh yeah.
Now just make yourself at home, and I'll get some of those cakes and cookies that you like so much.
boom.
Well, and look at cookies. Here we have
Yeah,
them.
we do.
I have to thank
Do
both
we?
John and Saffron for voicing Noin and Zex from Gundam Wing and the Endless Wall special edition movie that helped me through a depression cycle during the late high school. Oh, yeah.
See,
Thank you.
like that makes us feel
Yeah,
like
that makes us feel great.
amazing. We're so glad you're here.
Yeah, that was quite the little love story between those two. There was together but apart, but trying to make it work, and it was something else.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
good. Yeah,
Well, it was
I mean-
a very respectful
Yeah,
relationship.
we never ever acted together doing it. That's the
No,
one thing about
no.
you. We have to create
Yeah.
these.
It's amazing that we actually had twins. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
crazy.
You have to have do these scenarios and work through these performances with never acting with another person.
I know. It's a
And
weird
make
thing.
it seem like you're in the same room speaking with each
Yeah.
other.
That's the magic.
But we never are.
I
We're
actually
by
have
ourselves.
one of
Yeah.
those
Solo
scenes,
Joe.
and Nathan posted it recently on TikTok or Instagram. And it was a scene between you and I, but of course we
Oh,
never-
cool.
never
Hey,
saw
Nathan,
each
if you're
other.
still out there, buddy, good to see you, man. We'll bump into each other at con again down the road. I've seen Nathan so many times. He's great.
Oh, you're talking about Nathan Munson.
Oh,
yes.
I thought you were talking about a different
Nate.
Nathan.
Nate.
Nate.
There's
Oh,
a couple
Nate.
of
Oh, no,
Nathans
Nathan
floating
Munson
around.
I'm talking
yeah,
about.
Yeah,
Nathan's the man.
So Brian has a hard out at 1:00. It's 1:01.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's 1:01 right now.
What?
I just want to make sure no
What,
one gets
what?
in any kind of trouble.
No, we'll wrap up a few. Let me do another 3-4 questions or so.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then
Yay.
I almost have like a tiny bit of swallow.
Yeah.
I'm eating my cookie on the way home as well.
Yeah, right.
Winning cookie.
Let me answer as
Tell me
many
right.
more as we can. School Dude 09 to me. Did your son Aiden have fun voicing Huckleberry Finn from Strawberry Shortcake's Berry Bitty Adventures? Of course he did.
I know
Yeah,
him.
that was a bonus gig for him too. He did that. Actually, you guys did those at Ocean. Berry Bitty Adventures. That was before
Yeah.
the
It was
newer.
neat,
Yeah, before the newer Strawberry Shortcake
Right.
was being done. He was he got to do a number of episodes of that series. And you know what? Whenever you get to be a regular on anything,
That's not bad.
you're pretty excited when
Yeah.
there's
Yep.
money in the bank account for video games. Yes,
Yes.
you're a happy,
But, I mean,
a happy lad.
No kidding.
Honestly, I have to say, as a director and working with it, I've worked with Aiden over the years a number of times, and
Yeah.
he's a damn good actor.
That's
He's
so
really
great.
good.
And
Yeah.
a consummate
That's
professional.
Always a joy to work. He's
Yeah.
really, really a joy to work with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
He's a
That's,
pleasure to work with.
That's good to hear. He did, unlike me.
Yeah,
You know,
you're a pain in the ass.
God, Drummond, can
Yeah.
you settle down
Are we
there?
going to get good Drummond or bad Drummond today? I don't know.
We usually we're just get yakking on telling stories too much. We're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, we got shit to do, and then
Oh.
we're really good though, so we can just burn
Yeah,
through a bunch
yeah,
of dialogue
exactly.
and catch up.
We
to
kind
where
of know.
should.
We kind of know
Yeah.
what we can do.
Oh, we're at
What
the time
the
we
pace
better hurry
is,
up.
Yeah,
what the pace is
exactly.
managed, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have any particular memories from recording Beast Machines from Destron Deception 23? I do. That was my very first Transformers series ever, and I lucked out. I worked with Sue Blue, was cast me in my very first ever voice acting gig, which was a show called G.I. Joe Extreme.
Oh, yeah.
And Sue Blue was is like an icon of voice acting
Yeah.
and directing.
Yeah.
Mutant Ninja Turtles, all that
She
stuff.
was
so
a Smurf. She was a
yeah,
Smurf.
yeah, but so amazing. And then when she cast me to play Jetstorm in Beast Machines, it was so exciting. And I'd worked with her, so I got to do a second show that I was comfortable on. Although you were kind of the new guy, because me and actually AJ was on it, Alessandro Giuliani. There was a few of us that were the new characters that came in that weren't on Beast Wars, with Scott McNeil and Gary and Ian Corlett. All those guys kind of came along with us. But that was a fun one to do. I wish we would have got to do more of those, but and different. You know, there's a little bit of a. Some people are like, I like Beast Wars, Beast Machines was weird, and it was.
Well, it started its legions, didn't it?
Yeah. That people
Yeah.
have certain favorites.
For sure.
Another one, I voiced Chadwick Grimm, the frog in Bratz Kids Fairy Tale. Yeah, I could just see him voice First Lieutenant Garuru and Sergeant. I can just see him voice First Lieutenant Garuru and Sergeant Frog. It would be so hilarious. Okay, Rex from '87. Now, I did do some of those Bratz Kids movies, and Chadwick Grimm was one of them. He was an over-the-top bad guy. Another one from David. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot Saffron. Have you met Mary Elizabeth McGlynn? She directed you as Kurenai in Naruto. And
I guess
later
you have
she
been.
became the voice of Kurenai.
I think so. If she directed me, I feel like I recorded that in LA and then moved.
You must have, yeah.
Oh right,
Yeah, 'cause I was
yeah.
on
Yeah,
LA,
because I did Zatch Bell, and then I must have done that, and then I had to fly home to have a baby.
I have a baby in
Have a baby?
Vancouver.
Yeah, because it was really hard to drive an hour and a half to auditions with a baby
Mm.
involved.
In traffic.
Yeah, so 20
Yeah.
minutes, like Vancouver's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I came
Well,
home.
and now we're at a time where you just do all your auditions at home. You don't have to.
Yeah, I
drive
know,
the
a
car
little
to
It
do
doesn't
them.
even, wouldn't
It
even
doesn't
matter,
even matter now, yeah.
Hey guys, do you, I don't know if Sherby is online, but Sherby, we love the Dragon Balls that you make. If you're interested in having a Dragon Ball made, he makes them from resin. So he made this blue one for
My fave.
Brian, and he sent me this orange one. And it's quite magical. Sherby. You can find Sherby. Is it Sherby NCP or Sherby CNP? Honey, I'm sorry. I wanted to say that before, because I meant to say that earlier. And,
Sherby's here.
Sherby, yay! We love your Dragon Balls.
Is Sherby on here? Come on.
Yeah,
Thank
Moy,
you
and
so
then we have
much.
another moist over, as in like voiceover, but moist
Yeah.
over. What advice would you give to Rep to Vancouver voiceover trying to get in at Ocean? I don't know.
So you got to get a hold of Karl and then make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
I mean, get your agent to
Yeah.
push.
Get your
Yeah,
agent to
Push a demo or
Yeah.
It's,
Have
it's
you in
ti-
there.
yeah, get a demo. Get a demo to the casting department.
Yeah, you need an animation demo. Don't send a narration demo. Don't send a
Specifically
commercial demo.
animation. Yeah.
Needs
Yeah.
to be animation. Even video games a little different. Like animation is a thing, and
Yeah.
and a nice demo and have
60
your
seconds
agent,
of power. Yeah.
yeah, and have
Yeah.
your agent back you up by sending it for you.
Yeah.
And talking you up and saying, what you're the best at.
Yeah, I will say the woman who heads up the casting department is really good at listening to demos.
She's great.
And here we
Yeah.
have, please, TFA 1024, please get Paul! I want to meet Armada sideways so bad. we
We'll
were
get
just
Paulie.
talking about him.
Paulie, come out, yeah.
Yeah.
And we got one
No,
more last
Paul's here, I'm
bride
walking
guy
with it.
request here. Can you do a little scene from Zoids and CZ as Naomi and Jack?
Naomi and Jack Sisko.
You two.
Naomi,
Man,
Flugel,
Jack, what a Jack
Flugel.
Sisko, what a Jack Sisko. When you got to remember a voice. Gosh.
Naomi's probably pretty cool. She's
Yeah,
probably pretty
I think
cool.
Jack Sisko was probably pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Did he sound like this? Just, put it like thumbs down if not, because I can't remember what Jack Sisko sounded like. Do a little
That's the
scene
thing.
from Zoids.
You have to know in a recording session, there's always a voice reference that gets played to the actor.
I know.
Yeah.
We work
Oh,
on
the
a lot of
magic
shows.
button.
Yeah, we work
Yeah.
on a
Here's
lot
your
of
ref.
shows, and you don't know. I can do a show last week, and could you just play my ref because I
Yeah.
can't.
Where I was.
Only because
Well,
you can be a little
yeah.
high, a little bit low, like
I
just
say-
a little bit off.
Actually, the one in particular that stands out, we did that Hamtaro for how many years?
Oh,
50,000.
And your brother, Paul Dobson, playing Howdy,
Yeah.
always said, nope, Paul, ref. Nope, you're going too high. Nope, no, you're going too low. Nope, Paul, ref. For years.
Yeah.
It was always
Oh.
drifting. And
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I love
yeah,
that.
awesome
Okay.
character, though.
Even the best. Like, we come in and we're like, I haven't had my coffee yet. What do I sound like?
Yeah.
And then the engineer has to scramble to find something that's accurately represents,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, and it can be different. Sometimes a voice reference
float a
will be
little.
what you auditioned with.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
if it moves
It
in the
evolves.
series a little bit,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
need to. Actually, where was I in the last episode
Yeah,
we did?
yeah.
Because
You want
if
to
it-
find that perfect.
that's
You
Like,
need
once
like a
it's-
highlight reel of that
What I
character.
find is usually you audition and then you kind of take a couple recording blocks to
Yes.
solidify the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you want the ref for.
Yeah, yeah.
Good idea.
Because oftentimes, the audition is not. It's like that's what the client liked, but this is even better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it,
yeah, yeah.
It's the good stuff plus some.
Yeah.
You want that.
And yes,
Yeah.
we've got to mention about the Streamily stuff. I will make sure I get whoever ordered something, things signed
Will you
for
sign
you.
online for them?
And
Because I feel bad that you're not signing them right now.
I
Can you
will.
do a little video of you signing them?
I will sign them online. Somehow I will do a little video of something.
Do that and
post
shout out
it
sometime.
somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. To
I-
whoever sent me stuff.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for being on the show today.
Yeah,
Brian
happy to be
Drummond.
here. So happy to be here.
We
This
are
is
so excited.
too fun, and
this
to
is-
toast to Kira Toriyama and
Yeah.
talk Dragon Ball Z, Death Note, everything.
Yeah, this
Happy
has
to
been
be
Thank you,
here.
Akira.
amazing.
A couple of things happening in Vancouver right now is the Cherry Blossom Festival. This is a family thing that's been going on with us for a long time here. March 29th to April 25th.
Where?
Go and check it out. Well, there's multiple locations all over Vancouver. So just go on to the cherryblossom.com and you will find
How cool.
all the
Yeah.
info that you need to go with on there. I want to say a big thanks to Spade Designs for supplying this great
Oh, nice.
shirt.
Yeah.
That is a good shirt.
Yeah.
And special
is a
tribute
beautiful
to
t-shirt.
what we're talking about today. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. And thank you,
you.
Brege.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Now we eat cookies.
Now we eat Brian's
everyone.
cookie, his winning cookie.
The winning cookie.